Alright, this is a short video on how to use the slip roll former so that we can create a bend in our shovel blade. What you have to make sure you have done before you can use this machine is you need to make sure you've deburred all the edges. We can't feel any kind of a burr on these edges. Otherwise, there's a good likelihood that this roller here is going to get these scratches in it. Those scratches come from not deburring your project before using it. So my expectation is that these burrs are gone. You'll also want to dress these edges all the way around and make them look as nice as possible, because the easiest time to do that is right now. If you curve this into a shovel blade and then try to dress the edges, it's not as easy to do because you can't hold it in a vise once it's been curved. So again, bring your piece up with all the edges dressed and with all the burrs removed. If you get up to the JP shop and that's not done, then this cabinet over here is a cabinet that will have some of the tools that you'll need just to get ready for the step. What you want to use is a file. Choose the smoothest file in here and use it to dress the edges. So choose a smooth file and just simply knock off those burrs all the way around so that there's no burr. And you do it through the entire project. This project feels like it's been deburred, so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to roll. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is set the clamping pressure on the front of these rollers. Right now, this roller is not gripping this material at all. So if you come down to the bottom of this roller, you'll see that there is a screw here, and as well a screw on the other side. So what you want to do is put your stock in there and tighten this screw so that it clamps on to your stock. And see, that's biting my stock firmly. I'm going to take the piece to the other side and tighten the screw so that it bites on to my stock on this side. Nice and tight. See, it's biting it, it's not letting it go. In fact, I have to roll it to get it out now. So that's how you set the clamping pressure to drive this piece of metal through the machine. The next thing you want to do is you want to set this roller to 0. So what you're going to do is you come up and you take a look at this third roller here. It's adjusted by the screws down low. These two screws here need to be dropped all the way down for this step until they bottom out. So that's bottomed out. This one here is bottomed out. Alright. Now when I look down in this crack here, it looks like this roll is not parallel. It actually looks like one side's dropped down lower, and that's a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that view here. We can see if we look straight down, this roller here is not parallel to this roller. It's actually, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's more like an opening like that. Okay? We want them to get parallel, like so. So I'm going to adjust this screw here and bring it up until this opening here looks parallel. And when I look at it right about there, the bottom roller and the back roller, these two rollers here, look parallel now, and it's ready to start the bend. So to start the bend, you put your stock in, and you got to make sure that it's parallel to the rollers. And by that, I mean, if you take a look, this shovel blade is going in parallel. It's not going in like that or like that. It's going in parallel to that roller. And you would roll it, and then you turn it around the other way and roll it through again. It's important that you roll it twice before adjusting. Otherwise, if you keep putting it through one way only, you're going to develop a flat spot on the edge of your shovel. It won't roll into a curve. It'll be partly curved, partly flat. Okay? Now that I've gone through at that setting, I'm going to bring these screws up a full turn on both sides, and I'm going to do it again. Roll it one way, turn it, roll it the other way, a full turn, a full turn. And what's going to happen is there's not much curvature forming at all. This thing's still relatively flat, but suddenly it's going to start to curve, and when it does, it doesn't take much of a adjustment to the roller to make the curve become more dramatic. So as soon as I start developing a curve in this, it's going to start happening really fast, and that's where I want to do half a turn on these back screws instead of a full turn. So there we go. I'm starting to develop a curve to my project. So I'm only going to do a half a turn now, because otherwise this thing's going to roll right around. And I don't want to make a cylinder. I want to make a curved shovel. One way and the other way. Half a turn. Half a turn. One way and the other way. Half a turn. And so on and so forth. And it's okay to go relatively fast. Just got to watch your fingers from getting pinched inside. The more of a curve you have in your shovel blade, the stronger the shovel blade will be, but the less dirt that it will hold. So it just depends on what kind of shovel you want. If you want a shovel that you can push into the dirt really hard and dig a deep hole, then make it really curved. If you want to make a shovel that's more for just gentle scooping, then don't make it as tight of a curve. Alright, so that's a reasonable curve for this shovel project. That one is done.